here.
Oh.
All right. All right, Melody, are you on? Can you hear us? Let's check your audio.
Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can. Obviously, you know Connor. Your judges today are going to be myself, Connor, Kenny, and John. And here's how the flow is going to go. John is going to be Zillow Direct Connect. I'm going to be the client looking for a property in a particular community. And we're going to do a live connect right here and go over polishing points afterwards. So are you ready?
Yep.
All right, we're going live on three. 3, 2, 1, action.
All right, Melody, this is your phone ringing. Ring, ring.
Hi, this is Melody.
Hey, Melody, this is John from the Zillow Group. I have a connection for you for Elias's studio. Would like to tour 123 Main Street in Oakland.
Okay.
You ready to connect?
Yes.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello?
Hi, is this Elias?
This is.
Hey, Elias, this is Melody Shahid with eXp Realty. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, thanks. I have your request here to preview 123 Main Street in Oakland tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we love that area.
Okay, awesome. Have you been out to see any homes in the Oakland area yet?
Yeah, we really like the Laurel. That's why we chose this house.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm with the listing agent that I can get us in there to preview this house tomorrow at 2 o'clock. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to be sending you a survey out on behalf of my services here today. I want to make sure that I exceed all your expectations and hoping that you share your experience with Zillow. So is it okay if I send that to you and you fill that out for me?
Yeah. Do you think that house is going to go over asking price?
You know, I will definitely do some research for you and we can talk more about that tomorrow at the property when we meet at 2 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be super competitive? Because I just heard that it's been like multiple offers and everything.
I'd be happy to answer all your questions tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah. But any idea of like if we are going to be in a multiple counter situation or a multiple offer scenario?
I can find out from the listing agent for you. I can make a call to him and see when he's got an offer date set and how many offers he's expecting on receiving. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you my information and a confirmation about our appointment tomorrow. So you should expect to receive an email and a text from me confirming our appointment.
Okay. And so meet you there?
Yeah, I'll meet you there at the property tomorrow. Just wait for that confirmation email for me and I'll see you there tomorrow.
Okay. What was your name again?
Melody with eXp Realty.
All right. Do I need to bring anything?
No, just yourself. And I will be sending you a P to fill out tomorrow. It's just, this coronavirus advisory form stating that everyone's going to wear masks and socially distance. So you'll be receiving that from me and I'll take care of all the paperwork that we need in order to get in there tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. Thanks, Elias.
Okay. Good stuff. Awesome, Melody. So yeah, I think you're right on point here. I think that we could be a little bit more delicate with the question or the answer. When I asked you, well, is it going to be more competitive? It was kind of like, I'll answer that tomorrow at 2 o'clock for you. So I think in that your tone shifted a little bit. I think let's just be a little bit more delicate with the client. Be like, you know what, great question. Really too early to tell. Let me do a little bit of digging for you and do a little research, and I'll make sure to have that answer for you tomorrow at 2. So so just be a little bit more delicate in there, because I know who you are. You're sometimes you hit them in the face type of personality. Make sure we tread lightly on that initial conversation. But good stuff. And I felt it was a little early to ask for the survey, but I'll hear from the other judges. I felt like it was really, really early because we only said like 1 or 2 lines, but this is all transition for you. So good stuff, Melody. I'll go over to Johnny.
Yeah, overall that was really good. Just got straight to the point with the appointment. When he was really asking about the questions, Connor had a really good line for when people are asking things like that about the market to kind of move on. It's just like kind of labeling it. So especially like when he said it again, you could say something like, it sounds like you really have a pulse of what's going on in this market. We can let's see if you like the property first and then we can get more info. Or it seems like, you know what's going on with the Oakland market. Let's go take a look at the house and we can go from there. But acknowledging what they're saying, so you can kind of move on from that. And same thing on the survey. I'm glad that you put it in there. And you don't actually send it out. Zillow sent it out 24 hours after the connection. So at the end of the call, like your script on it was solid. But other than saying that you were going to send it out, but yeah, just move it to the end of the call and let them know, like, we want to make sure that we exceed your expectations. You're going to be getting a survey from Zillow about the services I provided. I hope I exceeded your expectations, but just move it, I think, more towards the end of the call. And then you did really good and made it pretty short, but like the PED and mostly just the PED, like those things you can do on like a follow-up call. Like you could have ended the call a little bit earlier, confirm the appointment, and then let them know, like, okay, when you were saying, I'm going to see if it's available tomorrow at 2:00, you could have let them know, like, I'll reach out to you once I've confirmed the appointment with the listing agent, end the call there, make the appointment, then call back. Great news, the property's available at 2:00 tomorrow. I'll see you there. I'm just going to need a couple more things to finalize this appointment. There's a form you need to sign just to make sure that it's standard for all of the properties in this coronavirus environment. Whatever, but you can do that on a second call. But overall, you did really good at making it, pretty short and to the point.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good advice, dog. Good advice, dog. Let's go over to Kenny.
Yeah, I thought that started off. I'm gonna be multitasking, so that's why you guys are behind me. I thought that started off really strong. Out like the last couple of people we've heard, I think you had the best script. But Melody, I know you're really good at scripts. That's why you're able to make it pretty smooth. But when there was a hurdle or a surprise, and that's when you kind of just powered through the question without kind of being a little more delicate on it. But overall, it was really good. Especially like the market thing, just say, hey, it's too early to tell. I'll check with the listing agent. I'm gonna look to do a little studying off the, every market is really hyper local. So I'm gonna do a little more studying specific to what has happened in the last 30 days in this market and get back to you. And now I'll either provide you the data on the next call or go more in depth when I meet with you. Does that sound good?
Good stuff. Good stuff. How about from you, Connor?
Mostly what they said, so I'll be quick. I liked how much you were in control. The tone was very much in control from the beginning, and definitely just that confidence. And even at the very end, I think you used words like, "Here's what I'm going to do. Let's do this." So there's definitely throughout this level of like control, which I think is very good and very important. And you went right to the appointment early on, which is like 90% of what of the focus here. So all around good stuff. I think a couple of tweaks to add here is you mentioned the listing agent. I've from a lot of other teams, I've heard them really trying to basically remove the agent out of that phrase and just say check on the seller side or check with the seller availability, kind of making sure that you maintain control and ownership versus like, I actually heard a call this morning. So this is a real story where she heard the robot say, I'm going to transfer you. And she's like, no, can you transfer me to the listing agent? And so like off the bat, like there was already this like kind of level of like who she wanted to speak to. So I think it's good to sometimes rephrase it to seller versus agent. And then, yeah, a little bit, I think rush toward the end in terms of powering through or the survey versus the M and the L in kind of the new script versus the appointment is maybe asking like, hey, while I even look at some of the availability or write, check this into the calendar, like, can you tell me real quickly, Elias, like, where are you in the moving journey? That's actually my next favorite kind of line. Where are you in the moving journey? Because it can kind of slow him down to start telling his story. Well, actually, we got to sell before we this, or I've been searching every day and I've lost a lot of offers. Like it can kind of uncover a little bit more information of his motivation that might be useful. And then lastly on the L or in the script or the location, a partner had described it this way as, if you think of it as an appointment with Melody and less of an appointment with, about that property, then you can kind of be assumptive in setting the expectation and saying, hey, based on the home you're looking at, or maybe based on what you just told me a minute ago, there's a couple of homes coming soon, even on Team Fast, that I think you might really like down the street. And so if you can block off like 18 minutes after that first appointment this weekend, then I can show you those homes down the street that I think you might potentially like too. And so now you've essentially set an appointment with Melody with sort of, intrigue and more value versus just, I think someone said, making the argument for what is a single door opener, to the appointment. So couple of tweaks there. Last one I had was like, I know you to be one of the like, I'd say most happy, giddy, smiling, people like ever. And so I think feel free to let that just like come through on the call. People can always hear, the smile. So that was kind of my last tip.
Yeah, and I think yesterday when we heard from Connor, it was like, I was so glad that that we were able to connect. We're the top team in the Bay Area for Zillow Flex. So glad I could be able to help you land it in great hands. Like being able to let them feel your energy, that's important because that's a huge part of who you are, and it's a huge part of how you do business, right? So overall, Melody, I thought this was great. What was your side of it?
Well, I've been hearing horror stories from agents that are like getting grilled on these auditions, and I was scared. I was scared that I was gonna drag it on, that I was gonna say too many words, because you and Kenny know that I talk way too much. So I was just trying to literally. So I was just trying to cut the fat. I normally would have taken a couple more minutes to build a rapport, but again, the consensus from other agents on this audition is that they're talking too much and that they're building too much rapport and not focusing on actually booking the appointment. So, I mean, you called me like 10 minutes ago, so I wasn't really prepared, but I did skim over the playbook right before I hopped on the Zoom. And the only thing that I was laser focused in is booking that appointment. You did throw a curveball at me in a not judgy environment. I probably would have slowed down and like gotten to know you really quick and like maybe become friends, but I was like really nervous. So
Well, you did a really good job. You did a really good job.
You did a
yeah,
really good job. And like
so
you said, it's like it's the part of us who we are, being emotionally wired creatures. You're like, tell me, we've learned over the years, family, occupation, recreation, dream, LP, mama, like let me find out what their motivations are, who they are, who's going to live in the house, what's the backyard going to look like, tell me about your perfect home, and then we book the appointment. Well, it sounds like